Uh, Welcome to Young Engineers. I'm AK Hazarika. Actually, I also grow from GT to ONGC board level. And first of all, I am really thankful to Times of India An Academy Group for organizing this platform where they are inviting these industry specialists as well as some chairman director of PSU to address the young engineers who will be the future energy soldier of our country. So I am also very thankful that they also invited me to speak to address before you. I believe I am audible to all of you. Good afternoon, all of you. Okay. So I believe that because it is a virtual platform, digitally connected, so I believe that I am audible to all of you. So I'll start my presentation. This is a presentation I prepared to talk to you as guided by An Academy. So I prepared some bullet point. On the bullet point, I'll speak. Basically, it is my journey, my life journey, my career growth in ONGC, and I believe it will be interesting to know my how I become engineer, how I become ONGCian, how I become CMD of ONGC of this organization. So I believe it will be interesting to know my life journey. So with this, I just tagline I am giving this tagline, my life history is the courage to dream and conviction to achieve. This is my motto. On the philosophy of this, I am working since my joining in organization and grew according to this theme. I have always believe it. So I this is my tagline: courage to dream and conviction to achieve. So I'll now go to my presentation as guided me that I have to talk some on the early life, then my growth in ONGC, and I have some received some questions from learners, that young engineers, and my what my message to the GATE and ESC aspirant. So I'll address one by one. So my early life starts with the following points: drive to pursue engineering, then how I become mechanical engineer from Assam Engineering College, Guwahati. My train journey to ONGC interview. The very interesting point is this train journey to ONGC interview. Here I believe my destiny played a very important role. Then how I become ONGCian, then like that. So my early life drive to pursue engineering. Here I want to talk about my some background, that I am a very from a very humble background. I was born in Dibrugarh, it's town of Assam, northeast, and a small town, and where my father was a school teacher, government boys higher secondary school, he is a school teacher. We have got 5 children in my family, my 3 elder sisters and myself, then my younger brother. And we are 5. My mother is a housewife, and along with our family, my mother's mother, there's a grandmother was with also. But unfortunately, my father expired when I was in class 7, 1964. That time my elder sister is in final year BSc. My second sister was in medical, pre-medical, and third sister is class 9. I was in class 7. My brother was in class 5. It was a difficult time, but my grandmother was courageous, and she could manage the family by immediately part of the house was rented. But luckily, my father before died, he could complete the house. So there is a shelter for stay for our family. That is a good part happened. But part of the house was rented, and my mother got a school pension of rupees 60 rupees per month. So I believe that time 60 rupees per month in 1964-65, today in value maybe 16,000 rupees. So ran from there some insurance. My mother got as nominee, and with that I think our family started growing. So, and ultimately in the young age itself, I was very much interested in mathematics. I always used to get highest mark in the mathematics in the class. So I was interested in mathematics, and luckily when that means I was want to be engineer in life. But when I passed out higher secondary board of higher secondary examination, that time it is 11th class, a board exam. But I got later mark in mathematics and good percentage. And but situation is that nobody was interested for engineering, because that time there is no job opportunity for engineers. All engineers passed out from 2 colleges. There were 2 colleges that time. One is Assam Engineering College, Guwahati. Second college is Jorhat Engineering College, which is around 125 kilometers from my house. And Guwahati Assam Engineering College about 400 kilometers away, and 2 colleges. And there is a medical college, 2 medical college in Assam. That is Assam Medical College, Dibrugarh, and second Medical College at Guwahati. Assam Medical Dibrugarh was the oldest one. It was established by British before independence, and Guwahati came later. So the two, and that was the only two profession people used to rush. One is either doctor or engineer. And as a situation demanded that everybody, my classmates, my friends, everyone rushed for getting admission in medical. I also applied for medical, but I was not interested. But because of my percentage was good, so I got selected for admission in medical also. Medical college was my hometown at Dibrugarh, but I was still interested to go for engineering. And my school teachers, parents, or my principals all came to my house and advised me or advised my mother to take admission medical because it will be less cost. I can pass out from medical because it is from home. I can go for classes. If I go to engineering college, I should be in hostel, so expenditure will be more. So that way advice. But I was reluctant to join medical. So that time my grandmother was the only, she had a different vision. She only saved me. She told, as he is interested to engineering, let him go to engineering, study engineering, we'll manage. So with her support, we are waiting for the engineering call. So in the paper, it was advertised that those who have achieved, got PCM, that in physics, chemistry, mathematics, 50% mark, they can directly join engineering admission, which was to start from 26 and 27 of June. It was in the month of June. So I then nobody was interested to go in my friends to join engineering. So I was alone. That time I found one my friend who was also showing some interest, but unfortunately he had only 48 marks in PCM. But he's a sportsman. He has got a lot of sports. I encourage him that let's go because as there is nobody to take admission in engineering with your sports background, you will be getting. Let's go. He also ultimately agreed to join me, and we decided to go. But at that moment, there was a flood in Assam, and the main highway, National Highway 37, was flooded and roads are blocked. No buses are flying. So that time, a one Fokker Friendship flight was going from Dibrugarh to Guwahati. So we thought that let us go by flight. That was my first experience in going by a flight. So we went to the office and found that full fare ticket is 80 rupees, Guwahati to Dibrugarh to Guwahati, but student concession 50%, 44 rupees. So we fill up two student concession form signed by principal. Ultimately, we purchased two tickets, and on 25th of June 1960, 1969, both travel by flight to Guwahati. We reached Guwahati in the afternoon, and my sister house was nearby. That is around 4 kilometers from the airport. So we took a rickshaw, and with a rickshaw we went to my sister house. My sister was really surprised that where from we have come. I told that we have come for taking admission in engineering colleges. Okay, fine. My brother-in-law was professor at Dibrugarh University or Guwahati University. So he took us next day morning to the college. College was holiday, probably there was nobody I could find, but there are no students for admission. I got surprised. I got shocked. It is really problem for me. Then I thought this college will be closed because there is no job opportunity, nobody interested to study. If nobody studies, then how the college will run? But then anyway, we went to the admission counter. We then I asked that admission is here. Well, yes, admission is here. You can take admission. Show your mark sheet. I showed my mark sheet. You can take admission. When my friends given his mark sheet, clerk said no, he will not get. I argued straight that there is nobody to take admission. Why don't you allow him to join? Because he has got a lot of sports certificate. But school management did not, college management did not agree. Say no, it is a rule is rule. He will not be allowed. You can join. But because of he was not allowed, so I did not take admission on that day. I also did not see many students as joining. So I went home back to my sister's house. And next day again, my friend left Guwahati as he was not getting admission. So next day I came to college and found yes, some boys are joining. So now I also took my admission and stayed back to my sister's house. And because after 1 month only class will start, the 1st of August, class will start. So I went to sister's house, stayed there. In 1st of August, I joined Engineering College Hostel. And that way I first become Asian, that Assam Engineering College, Asian I joined. This is my college, mechanical engineer. I become, started my journey in 1969 in this college as a engineering branch I took after 2 years of normal study. So this is sorry, this is my college. So I studied, and in 1974, when I become engineer, but actually result came in February 75 because there is some agitation, the loss of time for exams, so results came late. So, but when we came out, there's a lots of job for engineers, and there is no job for doctors. Doctors were frustrated; they are not getting job, whereas we got job from all sides. All industry was calling us. So initially I got a lectureship in my college. I joined in immediately passing out from the college. I joined in my college as a lecturer. I remained there for 4 5 months. Then I got the opportunity to join All India Limited, a oil organization, ENP organization. It is near to my hometown. My Dibrugarh is Duliajan, All India Limited. Probably you might be hearing, many of you. So that is Duliajan, and it was about 55 kilometers from my house. So I joined as a graduate trainee. It was a private organization at that time. It is a 50-50. That means 50% share is the Burma Oil company, 50% Union government. And as it's a private organization that time, though it's 50-50, but practice of performance of work in this organization was a private type. Very strict discipline, but very good. I like that organization. And my training was 2 years, and we used to get 600 rupees per month as a stipend. So we were working as a dealer training in that organization. We've got my other friends also joined together. We are attending the training course. After attending daily duty, evening we can go play games in the club. So it was beautiful. So we are enjoying. But at the time, there was a big advertisement came up in paper, ONGC, asking for young engineers and geoscientists to apply. A large number of posts were there. All discipline, engineering, all discipline can apply, and there will be written test first, then interview those who are passed out from in the written test. So we all applied. We appeared in a written test at Sibsagar, which is around 50 kilometers from my house. So we went there and appeared in an examination. That is actually center of ONGC, Sibsagar, center office. Our main office is there in Sibsagar, where we appeared written test and waiting for call for interview. In January first week, I received a call letter which was lying at home, my home Dibrugarh. I used to go every weekend home, and my calling letter was lying at home. My mother asked, what is this? I told there's a call from ONGC. I have to go to appear interview at Baroda on 20th of January. So my mother immediately said, no point of going there to other. It is a good organization nearby home, and why should you go some other organization? You're already shuffling your job from here and there, so better to stick to this organization. But anyway, I came home. I came to my college, my hostel, and I was, because being a private organization, Delta Oil India, I did not want to disclose anything, because if it goes to the knowledge of management that I am trying to lift, and the management may, if I don't get success in that new organization, if I'm not selected, then I may be having a difficult career in this organization. So I was not telling to anybody, and I was waiting for my friend to know, from friends, whether they are also getting a call, so that we can make a plan to go together. But ultimately, we found that nobody is getting. On 15th of January, I decided to disclose that is the day where our festival, Assamese Bihu festival, was organized. So we were sitting together. I disclosed that I got a call for interview of ONGC and Baroda. By that time, I did not have any idea where is Baroda is, how to reach Baroda. And that time it was called Baroda. Now it is called Baroda. And I was afraid. I was scared to go alone, and that's why I say I will not go. So I'm telling that my friend has different opinion. They all say no, you are getting only from Assam. You are only student is selected for interview Assam, and why don't you go? ONGC is a public sector organization, much bigger organization, better pay package. Here you have got 2 years training. There you will get only 1 year training. After 1 year training, you will be appointed as a class 1 officer. That time, from GT to class 1 officer was very rare. So this is a big opportunity, and your salary will be better, and job will be better because it's a bigger organization. You will get a lot of opportunity. You go, but reluctantly after their push. So ultimately, reluctantly, I agreed to make a try. So my friend, and then I decided and we calculated that if I have to reach on 28th to Baroda, I have to start today itself, that day itself, on 15th January itself. So I found that there is a train leaves at Tinshukia, which is half an hour distance from Duliajan. That train starts at night from night 10 o'clock Tinshukia, reaches Duliajan at 10:30. If I board the train, I can reach comfortably Baroda. Then my friend also helped me. Okay, let's go to the Tinsukia station. We buy a ticket. We went to Tinsukia and bought a ticket. That ticket was from Tinsukia to Baroda at a cost of 112 rupees. And 112 rupees cost and reservation confirmation up to New Bongaigaon. New Bongaigaon station, I think people, those who are Bengal or from Assam, they will be knowing where it is New Bongaigaon. It was a new station created or established by government of India. It is in a border railway station between Assam and Bengal. And there, that time, there was no broad gauge in Assam. All trains started from Assam to different station and change over from meter gauge to broad gauge. The Tinsukia mail goes up to New Bongaigaon in meter gauge, and from meter gauge I have to change to broad gauge to go further to Delhi. So anyway, but this part is my journey to that's why I'm writing the train journey from ONGC interview. So I'm now going for interview. So I book a ticket. So now there's a problem. How to get a leave from All India, because trainees are not allowed any leave, no casualty leave, nothing. So anyway, here again my friends come to help me, suggested that you write a letter to our training in charge, Mr. Dilip Mitra. He was very kind to me. He was very, I also respect him a lot. You write a letter to him that my grandfather died. Actually, unfortunately, my grandfather died long back. So for sake of getting leave, I give a reason. So I have to write a letter to him that my grandfather died. Give me 7 days leave. So that letter I gave to my friend, and I boarded the train on 15th of January at Duliajan at 10:30. And Duliajan and I started proceeding. So anyway, I boarded, and next morning about 9 o'clock I reached Guwahati. At that moment, for some moment, I thought, why to proceed further? Let us get down. Let me get down here. My two sisters are staying here, so I'll stay for a few days, then go back to Duliajan. And unnecessary, why to proceed for Baroda, which I do not know. I have reservation up to Bongaigaon. After that, I don't know whether I'll get reservation or not. So I was momentarily, I thought, let me get down. But then I decided that I have a reservation up to Bongaigaon. So let us go to Bongaigaon. If I see if I not get reservation further, I'll return. I thought it's a good idea. So now my interesting part slowly starts. So then I continued my journey up to Bongaigaon. I reached around 5 o'clock in the evening. And I saw there's another train is waiting in the other broad gauge size. And I found that yes, that is the Tinsukia mail ready to move. And half an hour stay at Bongaigaon. I tried to get some reservation. I asked TT. TT said no reservation. You have to go by general compartment. So I tried to go to general compartment. I tried to board it, but it was full of people. There's no room to enter. So I was also reluctant to go. So both way I said, no, I don't want to go proceed further. Let us drop it. So I dropped this. I did not board it, and train left. So I was very comfortable. I came back to station master. I believe his name was Yadav. And I remember that. And I requested him, sir, I want to go back to Guwahati. I need a return ticket. I do not want to proceed further. Then he said, where you are supposed to go? I said, I was going to Baroda. Please, you are going to Baroda, show me your ticket. He saw my ticket. Yes, it was a Baroda ticket, Tinsukia mail. Why are not gone in a connecting train? I said, I did not get reservation and it is very rush, so I don't want to continue. I want to go back to Guwahati. Then he said, why? How can you go? Your ticket is there. He did not listen to me at all. I am trying to ask for a return ticket. He did not listen. No. Another train is coming at 8 o'clock. That is GL train, GL Express. That is mean Guwahati Lucknow Express. That comes in meter gauge up to Lucknow. In Lucknow, you have to change to broad gauge. And he said you go board the train and it will come 8 o'clock and around 8 o'clock and you go by Lucknow. Then another problem, I do not know where is Lucknow is and how to board, how to get a connecting train in Lucknow. I was reluctant. But what to do? That train station is deserted after the train goes, and it was an empty station, and nobody there to help me. Nobody there to talk to me. And I came. Then I thought that I got stuck. And I was worried about my future because nobody knew in my family, my mother, my grandmother, my sisters, nobody knew that I'm taking a journey like this. And I have no means to talk to my friend even because that time there's no mobile, nothing. I was sitting in the platform in the bench and waiting for train. And then I realized I really got stuck. I was scared. What will happen to me if something happened to me like this? And how my family people will know. It was a really painful to think of. But I was there's no alternative. I was just weeping and waiting. That time it was quite cold. I was putting Andy cider and there's nothing to eat. I had some biscuits which I was eating and waiting for the train to come. I did not know what will happen, but I was still reluctant to go. But at 8 o'clock, I saw the train entered. I found yes, it is a Guwahati Lucknow mail has reached. So I again tried for reservation, and TT said no reservation. You have to go for the general company to try. In general company, I found it's full of rush. There's no room to enter, and I got fed up. And I go, no, I don't want to go like this. I want to go back home, and there's no point of further traveling. So I did not board it, and that train takes only 10 minutes. That New Bongaigaon train left. Second train I left, and then this time I was determined and also a bit angry. This is my life. What I decide, this is my point. Why this station must forcing me to take the journey ahead? So I went to him. He saw me. He said, "Well, Are, you have not gone again?" He was shouted at me. And why you have not gone? Well, no, there is no reservation. There is no room for general company. I cannot go. So I don't want to go. Please help me to get a return ticket. He then asked me, why you are going to Baroda? What purpose? I said, I going for a interview for joining ONGC as a graduate trainee. He probably heard about ONGC and he shouted at me, ONGC is a big organization. You are getting an opportunity to join a prime organization. You are afraid. You are not joining, taking a chance in life. Why you are not going? You go. And then he told, there is no down train now. Train will come at 3 o'clock in the night and nobody will open here. The train stops only for 2 minutes and nobody will open the gate. How will you board it? I suggest you, I advise you, job ऐसे नहीं मिलता, नौकरी ऐसे नहीं मिलता है. You go by the Assam mail which is coming at 10 o'clock. I'll give you a seat and you go. And मैंने मेरे को उल्टा बहुत सारा एडवाइस देके जिंदगी में क्या करना चाहिए, नौकरी कैसे मिलता है, बहुत कुछ एडवाइस देने के बाद he forced me to wait for till the Assam mail come at 10 o'clock. That time I was really furious and I was angry with my friend who forced me to take this journey. And I feel that I really stuck and my life is ruined. And I'm going to, I feel one time that I'm going to die here and nobody will know where I was. So, and there is no alternative. It is quite dark now. Nobody in the station. And there's a few stray dogs roaming around. Those are my partner in this train, New Bongaigaon station that time, and nothing to eat. I was waiting, putting my Andy Sadar, handloom Andy Sadar Assamese to keep myself warm and keeping my suitcase in the floor. At that time, there is no trolley suitcase. It is a lifting type of suitcase, quite heavy, old clothes, warm clothes also there, being a cold weather. And I was waiting for Assam mail to reach. I did not know. I left it to God. What will happen, I do not know. So at 10 o'clock, 10:15, I saw a train entered. I asked Kuli, he said, yes, it's the Assam mail going via Barawani to Delhi. And Barawani station, we have to change to Broadgate. And okay, then I saw the station master coming with a lantern in hand. When I saw him, I believe he's a God to me at that moment. And he's a savior to me. And he immediately recognized, he asked me, come with me. And he took me at the end of the train, at one compartment, he asked me, go up, and there's a bath here, you go and sleep. And go Bhara Baroni, all the best. And he did not take any money from me, advised me, and wished me good luck, and left. And I boarded, I did not know how I am going, but there is no other way. I started my journey in the train, and I was tired. I had something in the train. I got a boy to supply something to eat, and I slept. I was tired, so I got immediately slept. And the morning at 7 o'clock, I got up and Barauni station is coming after 2 hours. So I freshened up myself, had some breakfast, and started discussing with my colleagues in the train passengers how to now get a confirmation ticket from Barauni to Delhi. Everybody says in Barauni impossible to get a reservation. You better talk to Kuli, who will manage you to give a seat in the connecting train. As per their advice, at the moment train entered this uh, Barauni station, the Kuli entered. I talked to Kuli. Kuli says, okay. I told him connecting train Assam Mail, give me a seat, give me a baht. He said, okay, 10 rupees. Well, okay, I'll give you 10 rupees, give me a baht in the connecting train. He says, okay. Then once the train stopped at Barauni, he immediately took my suitcase and ran and going up downstairs, then crossing the overbridge and going to another platform. I was also running after him, and I saw that he's running against a train. Train is coming, but we are going opposite direction. And when they're almost at the end of the platform, he jumped to a compartment and gave me a side seat of the broad gauge train. I told you told me the baht. No, 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 this is the baht, and you take, and ultimately took my 10 rupees and left. The moment the train reached the Barauni station, it is jam packed, full of passengers. It is a general compartment full of passengers, and somehow I managed to sit in the seat with keeping my suitcase between the legs and waiting. But that time I worried whether the coolie has really put me the right train or not. If he put me some other train, it will be difficult for me to come out of the train. There's so many people around. So ultimately, I asked somebody. They say yes, it is Assam Mail. I'm going to Delhi. I am really happy that Kuli was Imandar. At least he did not cheated me, did not put me some wrong train. So he put me in the right train. So my journey started from Barauni to Delhi. And I saw in the train when the train started, some comfortable started, some gap established. And I saw some Assam rifle men was sitting in the bar. I met friendly with them. They told me they are getting down at Allahabad night at 2 o'clock. So by that time you can take our seats, take our bar. Okay, fine. That is a good idea. But they gave me their bar at 10 o'clock itself. And they said, oh, we will be getting down, you go and sleep, and we'll be sitting in your seat. So one of them gave his seat. So I took his seat, and from Allahabad to Delhi in the morning at 6 or 7 o'clock I reached Delhi, and I got freshened up and had some breakfast, went to the reservation counter, and I got my reservation confirmed. Another 2 hours train is leaving, and from Delhi to Baroda, and a reservation I got. So I feel very comfortable. So I believe that all misery has gone. Now I'll be reaching Baroda comfortably as the reservation is there, and appear the interview and go back. So my misery is still not ended. Again, there is some story, funny story happened. I'll just narrate it. And I boarded the train. In the train, I got one of my companion who is also going to appear in ONGC's interview. He's an electrical engineer. Presently, he's working as a GT in BHL. And he is smaller than me, 5'2" and thinner than me. But I was very happy to get him. So the journey comfortably passed the time. And by the way, on the way, we asked him that ONGC told us that ONGC will refund, give us second class train for on submission of proof. So I said, we have only ticket, but ticket will be taken by the TT. How will you claim this money from ONGC? He said, no, 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 we'll request TT to return our ticket. So we'll take it and we'll produce to ONGC and get my reimbursement. Well, okay, fine, let's go. Let me say nothing, I have problem. As one of my companion is there. So at 10 o'clock, Baroda, we reached. And we took a coolie and who took my two suitcase in head and going to trying to out. Then we told the TT that we are coming for interview. We need this ticket for getting reimbursement. TT said, no, you cannot go like that. You have to surrender the ticket. And ultimately, that time, it was emergency time of India. So the administration are very strict, police are very strict. But anyway, we tried, but he did not give. So we gone to the second gate. Second gate, TT also told us that you cannot go without surrendering ticket. We are justifying, but they don't listen. Then great idea came from the coolie. He told, sir, आप लोग यहाँ बैठिए, हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ. He told us like that. गुजराती होने से भी हिंदी में बोला, आप लोग यहाँ बैठिए. I'll go out and bring 2 platform ticket. With the platform ticket, you can go out. I'll take your luggage out some other way, and I'll take you to the hotel nearby. Oh, it is a brilliant idea. We liked it and appreciated his idea and gave him some money for platform ticket. He went out, purchased two platform ticket after some time and gave it to us inside. And with the platform ticket, one by one, we came out of the railway station platform. And by the time it was nearly 11:30 or so. So my friend said, and the coolie brought our luggage out. So coolie, luckily he came to us. He's a good coolie, and my friend said, I have interview tomorrow morning. It is already 11:30. I don't want to go to hotel. I want to stay in a retiring room, and from there I will go to the in the morning interview, and I'll leave for Delhi. Maybe I told also, as you are not interested to go to hotel, I'm also staying with you. Tomorrow morning I go to a hotel nearby. Okay, fine. Both, but retiring room is upstairs. We went to upstairs with the coolie taking our luggages, and upstairs we did not find any retiring room. So then we are coming down. That moment, this TT saw us. He realized that these people have cheated them, and somehow we managed to go out. Same coolie. So he asked the coolie to come there, and coolie with luggage reached him, and he shouted in Gujarati something happened. Coolie probably confessed that what happened. He must have told that this gentleman asked me to bring some two platform because that idea, though it was he, probably he told it was our idea and to save himself. And ultimately, TT was furious and asked us to ask the coolie to put the luggage inside the platform. And coolie put our luggage inside the platform. We are all come back to the inside the platform, and TT was shouting that you did not return the ticket, and I will call police. I will put you in jail. And was really worried that time. It was emergency. If I am to go to jail, then what will happen to my life, and how my parents will know? And I was scared. Then I told my friend, surrender it and let us go. But my friend was, though he was smaller than me, he was arguing with the TT that I have given you our ticket to you, and by giving tickets only we go out. But Coolie already explained what happened, and ultimately TT was furious. And by the time another TT, who was a second gate, also came, he was yes. These two gentlemen asked me also for return of the ticket, and did not surrender. So we should not allow them to go. And we are just waiting inside. Then I did not find Coolie also left. We were worried what to happen. It is already nearly 12 o'clock, and we are inside, and people gathered. We try to convince the people that we want who draw sympathy, but they did not. Somebody showed sympathy. Somebody told a fraud case and left. So we were waiting. Then I saw that Coolie is bringing one gentleman, elderly gentleman. Later we came to his station master. He talked to us. He asked me what happened. We said this is the situation. We want a ticket back for getting reimbursement. Then he said, "Don't worry, I'll give you receipt. You come to my room. You surrender your ticket. I'll give receipt." By the time my friend told me put the tickets in the socks inside, and actually I did it. And ultimately, when I went to his station room, his station asked for the ticket. It was very embarrassing to take out the ticket. So far, we were giving the ticket to the TT, and ultimately, we just gave him ticket. He gave us two receipts individually and put the seal. And with that, we went nearby hall with the coolie. Coolie, I really appreciate the coolie who saved us, because he brought the station master of his own idea to help us. And finally, we reached the hotel, and we have given good boxes to coolie. He was happy, and he left. Next morning, my friend left for an interview, and he said, "I'll not come back hotel. I'll go straight out from the interview to the station and proceed to Delhi." So I stayed one day, at the hotel in 20th morning. I appeared, because being my name is Ajit alphabetically, so I was the first candidate for appearing in the interview, and I was finished my interview by 10:30 or so. Being a person having some experience in ONGC, I did not know how I did in the exam. I was interested how to go back quickly back home. So anyway, return journey was smooth. I got a reservation of Delhi, and from Delhi onward also I got a reservation. And in the night, I reached back Duliajan and went to my hostel. I asked my friend, "Is there any issue?" My friend said, "No, nothing. Only our Mitra Sabji is training each other. He used to work when Hazarika will join. That's all." Okay. Next day morning when I joined, my my trainee boss used to ask me how your grandfather died, how old was he. It was an embarrassing point for me. Again, I have to give him bluff, though I had respected him. But because of my friend not to disclose anything, so I had to give bluff after bluff to him, which was not a comfortable situation for me. But anyway, after 1 month, I got a call for joining. I was selected for joining ONGC at Dehradun on 27th of March. I resigned from Oil India, but very difficult to resign because I love that organization. And but destiny prevailed, and I now realize that. But at the time also, I realized that because of my friends or because of my station master at Bongaigaon, I think I would have not joined ONGC this way. So I joined ONGC on 27th of March. After 1 year of training, I got posting at Assam as a class 1 officer, dealer cementing. So now I just come to this my experience and career growth in ONGC, recognition, lesson learned, why ONGC. I suggest to you, all of you, to join. And challenges faced by, some question came, challenges faced by offshore engineer, onshore engineer. I'll define, I'll explain. So I'll just my career growth I'll start. I posted a Najira in cementing discipline, which is a part of dealing discipline. So first part is that this way I become ONGC. That part is over now. So I'm first experience is my 12-year service in Assam SF 1997 to 89, and becoming the youngest sectional head of cementing service. Because actually, I just want to tell you, in my life, I never go by business usual approach. I was always try to do something different and unusual, business unusual, as usual. So, and therefore, I try to find out ways in me to think differently, which should be beneficial to my company, and is there improvement of performance. So that was my idea. So in Assam, when I was in charge cementing section, I brought lot many changes in operation, which are risk taking, but it was rewarding also. Risks and reward both were getting. So initially, it is difficult to take risks because everybody like to follow the as usual business because there is no risk. But unusual business, you have to take risks, and if you are successful, it will be rewarding. Does not mean that unsuccessful is not rewarding, because you have to learn from unsuccessful events, and from there you have to correct yourself, improve your planning and execution, and ultimately success will follow. So as a matter of fact, in 12 days in my Assam asset, I brought lot many changes in my cementing operation, which were helpful to the organization, and I also appreciated by the management. So then I was transferred to Chennai regional office, and that year I got the declared the coveted award Engineer of the Year based on my performance in Assam SF in 1990. In 1989, I joined Chennai, and I was declared as a SC Superintendent Engineer. At that time, I got regional head of cementing services of Southern region. Also, I was nominated as the advisory member to the advisory board of IDT. IDT is an institute dealing technology, is an institute which are working on different processes of dealing. So there in the board, advisory board, I have become a member from cementing side. So these are the recognition I got. In this Chennai, there is two projects under me. One is Chennai, another is Karaikal project, and another is Rajamundi project. And offshore project is also there. That was directly controlled on regional office, which was under me. So in that area of 5 years, we also brought lot many changes. I analyzed lot many old projects, old failures, and found the reasons behind it. So these were successfully done, and I got recommendation as a recognition. And 9 years, then I was transferred to Mumbai, where I was working in Mumbai offshore project, and that time I also want to spend some time here, because that time ONGC was, this offshore project was a prime project of ONGC. Maximum production of oil and gas comes from Mumbai project. It was established in 1975, became a very prolific reservoir. Lot of production happened. ONGC production become double, triple in that areas of 75 to 99. In 99 actually, 99 actually, 99 actually, this production down. So there's a situation the government decided to give this field to somebody, some private company, as ONGC will not be able to develop further. But our management is very precious issue, and municipal management approach got that we can develop this field if government is ready to invest money. So Bombay redevelopment project came up, and ultimately 8,000 crore investment was a project, a big amount that time. There's a foreign exchange crunch, and ultimately government agrees, and then this started, and I was made from dealing services as a multidisciplinary head. In a project of development, I can tell you that is majority cost comes in the dealing of wells, and here you have to deal large volume wells, and our job is to drill successful well at a lesser cost, improve production. So multidisciplinary means as a head, I have got lot many people from different discipline. Oil and gas business is cannot be done by one person. So lot many people in my team, everybody work together, and I got during that time I got double promotion from GM to ED. I'll say why I become, and I also become board of director at the age of 52, youngest, and also I got opportunity to work as a CMD for 8 months. Head of the CMD, because I missed the regular CMD because my term leftover time was 1 year 10 months when the vacancy arose. But as per rule, 2 years vacancy, 2 years time is required. So I missed by 2 months. So, but fortunately I got opportunity to head my company as a CMD for 8 months later. So these are two recognition I got when I was working as a team, multidisciplinary team, as a taking lot many what is called different type of decision in making the project viable. So I got task from the chairman of ONGC, uploading, congratulating me for my performance dealing a long horizontal well of 1 kilometer, which has produced 3,600 barrel of oil initially, and though it was anticipated it will produce only 700 barrel. So cost got down and production improved. So that's why they appreciated. I got appreciation from chairman, that was Subir Raha, and also in 15 September 2009, when I became director, I was director, then ONGC decided to publish a advertisement in national newspaper everywhere, all national paper, on 15 September 2009. This was the advertisement for inviting GT to join. They meet Mr. A.K. Hazarika, who grown from graduate training to director level. And my pictures, 4 photographs were pasted, and it was a great honor from my company to me. It was really recognition as my contribution. So as I'm speaking today to my young graduates, so I can also tell, if you join as a GT in this, and from coming from a humble background, if for a performer, there is no stoppage for you to grow in ONGC. So now I lesson learned what I have to say. Courage of conviction to take calculated risks in decision making. The tagline is that courage to dream and conviction to achieve. So that is my tagline. So this is my, I also convey to my friends that courage of conviction to calculate risk in oil business is very important. Positive thinking, and always work as a team. And as a team, when you work, if you believe that we can do, if you take an approach, we can do approach, it will be always a successful. And team effort, I always believe team effort, because one cannot achieve alone. Everybody has to contribute to achieve something. So I will believe the team, and as a MDT, when I work, I got a lot of learning from MDT, how to achieve good things. That's why I'm telling, as a team effort is very important in success. And also at the time, always encourage your juniors and support them to get best out of them. And that was I could achieve. And now I come to then, why ONGC? Why you should join ONGC? I can only tell ONGC is the #1 Maharatna PSU, most profitable PSU today, and highest producer of oil and gas domestically in India. Country, whatever oil and gas produced, out of the 70 to 75% are produced by ONGC. So it's a major oil organization, PSU. Having here, being a PSU, you have got maximum freedom to experiment with fresh ideas. There will be nobody will be punished or nobody will criticize for failure in operation, except if you do not enter into fraud, corruption, or dereliction of duty. Otherwise, you will always be encouraged. And if you say, learn from this learning in my life, because of past failure, when I study why it failed, ultimately we will learn these are the mistakes committed by my earlier team. So I corrected it, and ultimately as a team we have performed and we are successful in meeting the objective. So in this organization ONGC, I can only say that steep rise of career graph for performers. There is no dearth of promotion if you are a performer. That means you should be as different performer if you are able to do that, and then there is no dearth of promotion in your career growth. I can only say that ONGC is planned to recruit 300 plus GT of engineers and not geoscientists, together I think it will be 700. I heard like that in 2020 as well as 2021. So somebody questioned me, what is offshore engineering and onshore engineering? Yes, there is a operational wise there is no difference, but geographically difference. That is, offshore operation in sea, and whereas onshore operation in the land. There is a limited escape plan in case of mishap in offshore operation. You all understand. That's why stringent safety adherence in offshore operation. Duty pattern in offshore is always 14 days on off, and onshore it is optional. Some places is onshore because we have got 7 assets onshore and 3 assets in offshore operated from Bombay. So no difference in actual terms of operation. So these are things, and there is no permanent posting in offshore. Offshore means anybody can be posted to offshore, then shifted to onshore. Onshore people can go posted to offshore. So every opportunity anybody can get. Initial posting may be different. During case of career growth, you may be posted to onshore, offshore, vice versa. And there will be more financial allowance in case of offshore. And that much I can take. Somebody asked me that some questions that because it's already time, so I'll ask about little bit hurry, and that somebody told you since the world is moving towards consuming renewable sources of energy, what will be the role of ONGC, IOCL, and other producing organizations in the future? Actually, I am telling you the ONGC is a main core business ENP, is the exploration and production. So that core business ONGC will not deviate, and ONGC has a money for going for the alternate source of energy if required. But as on today, ONGC is not venturing into renewable energy directly, but ONGC has signed an MOU with NTPC, National Power Corporation Limited, in May 2021 or May 21 in 2020, and this joint venture will ultimately look into for renewable energy in India, and ONGC will invest in the joint venture. That way, ONGC will be in the energy portfolio. Today, ONGC producing only 176 of megawatt of renewable energy. It is about 151 megawatt from wind and 21 megawatt from the solar. So that much is producing. But when joint venture permanently established, then there will be more production of energy from renewable sources. So again, at the ONGC Foundation, I want to say that ONGC is a 1956 when was ONGC was started. This is only ENP business. Later on, ONGC become a global energy company. Today, ONGC has got upstream, midstream, downstream everywhere, and ONGC has been ranked as a in the international global 250 global energy company. Today, ONGC is the #1 ENP company, only ENP sector. If you consider as a global energy company, ONGC position was 21st as per place 2018. So ONGC strong foundation. ONGC, I can say ONGC International Business Journey Forbes in 2019 ranked ONGC as a 3rd largest company in India and 228 worldwide based on sales, profit, and asset and market value. ONGC has been ranked 197 in coveted Fortune 500 global base of 2018. So these are the standards of ONGC. Another thing I would like to highlight here, government had invested about 343 crore from 1959 from start of ONGC in 22 years up to 1980 on. But ONGC giving back, how much ONGC giving back so far as a royalty cess, taxes, dividend, and subsidy to the oil marketing company altogether, 10.5 lakh crore by on 31st March 2020. ONGC gave against a 340 crore government gave, ONGC in return gave 10.5 lakh crore. So value of this company, you can realize what is the value of this company. So now my message to the current GATE ESC aspirant, I believe that when there is a will, there is a way. If you have will, and you can going to achieve it, and if together you think that we can do that, it will be always achievable. Courage of confidence, conviction to take calculated risks is the way of success. That I already told several times. So I believe in that. Work with positive mindset and as a team. Always do not believe that you can do everything yourself. Work as a team, encourage your teammates, your peers, your juniors, and ultimately they will give their best. And as a leader, as a multidisciplinary team, when I work in Bombay Offshore, we are working together and getting the best out of them. I could, as a leader, we could do, I should say, we could do those projects which are not viable that become more viable and made a lot of difference. That is the I have achieved in my life. Again, I told the same thing. Learn from the past errors. Mistake do happen. You know that in my life there is no mistake. But whenever I did mistake, I analyze why it went wrong. And once you find out the cause of failure, you can correct it and make a fresh attempt, and success will follow. That I believe. And always say that try to do something different. Don't go by business as usual approach. You have to do some out of box thinking and ultimately work with a difference and benefit your company and make a real difference. What means make a difference? That means you have to visibility of your competency has to be seen by the management. Once you create a visibility by making a real difference in your operation, in your activities, management will realize and management will reward you in time. The way I got reward, and you can imagine that a boy from Assam, Northeast, Dibrugarh, humble background, and I grew in ONGC because of my hard work and making difference in my performance. So I become a performer because in the upper level, in the normal level, you will go on getting promotion and time scale you will get. But at the top level, you have to have a tough competition where you have to yourself make difference with others by performing differently. So that's why I'm telling you have to think differently, out of the thinking, application, innovation, all should be applied wherever you are working, and ultimately you make a difference and management will award you because of that difference. At this moment, I wish that I have already crossed my time. So I believe I'm okay with now. So and what is it on? Yeah, privatization of PSU. Somebody questioned me. Yes, privatization of PSU. Yes, it is decided by government, but I only know that privatization may happen from other organization, but ONGC ENP business will not be privatized. That much I can know. But I don't want to argue whether good or bad. But it is a decision of the government because there are many reasons. Some may be pros, some may be cons. So it will be difficult to debate here. But only I can say ENP business of ONGC will not be privatized. That much I can tell you. There is no effect of privatization in ONGC. That's why I'm telling ONGC will not be privatized. So again, a based I can only quote like that. Based organization do not treat their man as a commodity to spend to improve their money. What's called revenue, but they utilize the money as a commodity to spend on the investment on the people and for their growth. So that is I can only say the good organization like ONGC. I wish all of you be successful in the GATE and ESC and will join ONGC. I'm sorry that I could not take many of your questions. It is time short, and only I believe that if you want to do something, you will be achieved. And again, I'm repeating again that in your organization, when you grow up, try to make a difference. And your visibility must be seen by the management. Once you are able to do so, anybody can be grown to any level. There is no doubt of because this is only possible in case of public sector organization, and that's why I'm telling you, private sector organization it may be different, but in public sector organization, this is possible. So in performer don't have to worry about their growth, and that must tell you. And I request if you join in ONGC, I'll be very happy to see your growth in ONGC by doing some difference. Okay, I think at this moment I'll leave it. Very large number of questions has come, but I'll not be able to take all this. Time is over. I understand another session is lined up, so I have suited my allotted time. So please excuse me. I have to leave now. So Therefore, and thank you, and those who are giving me thanks for hearing me. I'm really grateful to all of you, and I only be happy by listening me if you are able to imbibe some of my qualities, and I'll be seeing, and somebody sometimes suppose give me a message that I am coming from this background, because listening you, and I am inspired, and I am presently this position I'm achieving in life. Then it will be great success in my presentation, I'll believe. So wish you all the best and have a very bright future in life. Thank you. Okay, fine, gentlemen, my dear brothers, my dear engineers, be good energy soldier in future. Thank you. I leave now. Okay. Thank you. Thank you once again. Those who are thank me, I also sign. Bye. Only.
বাহিৰতে বহি ফুলি আছে দীপকে ঢক বাই ফুৰিছে দীপকৰ লিংকটো দিয়া নাছিলে নে তুমি বাহিৰতে দিছে
हाँ जरूर ना इन कर दिया मैंने यहाँ